Hello and welcome back to National Busways West Scotland, where we are at the brand new, where are we? I keep wanting to call this Neilston, but it's not, it's Nitshill. There we are. We are at the brand new Nitshill garage, which is currently home to just the Route 18. Off camera I've done a bunch of route renumbering, but we'll get to that. So yeah, off camera we've opened the brand new Nitshill garage, we've moved the fleet for the 18 over, we've also moved over the fleet for the 19 from its, so that they're now all at Barnhill, which is good. So the 19 is now running properly, the 9 is now running properly, the 18 and N18 are now based at Barhead. All is well. So yeah, route numbering, what have I done? So, the local services... Oh yeah, so immediately here we have the 80 and the 81. These used to be the 180 and 181. They have been renumbered because the routes around Pollock, the local routes, were the 380 to the 384. They are now the 180 to 184. Then, looking out Hamilton, I've completed their transition to the 250s range. So the 301 and 302 are now the 251 and 252. The only ones I've left are the 310 and the 315. I was considering making the 322 the 122, seeing as it is an orange bus, but it runs, you know, in the region of the 320 and the 321, so it makes more sense for it to be in the 300s. So yeah, that's that. I'm going to make sure I'm properly recording. I am set up correctly. Very nice. So, yes, we have better performance now with the new PC. I'm not going to keep banging on about that. You know, we have a new PC. Wow, isn't it good? I'm going to start looking at new services. So, first one we're going to have is a new service to Hairmyres Hospital during the daytime. That is going to be the 22 from Glasgow. It's going to go down this road in Castlemilk, then it's going to come out and through Carmunnock down to Thorntonhall, and then into Hairmyres Hospital. Then of course that might get an N22 in the near future, so you know, it's worth looking out for. As for where that 22 goes from Castlemilk, I have no idea. So it's definitely going to use this road. Maybe it goes out this way and joins up with the 2. Or it goes this way and joins up with the 16. Or it does sort of both. It all depends on what will get me the most new coverage, really. Or does it come down the way the 16 goes, and then we serve this with another service? I don't know. But yeah, this the 22 is going to come down this way. Somehow. That's not a road. That's very annoying. That is a footpath. Which, yeah, not great. I think we run it from Hairmyres Hospital out through Thorntonhall along the current route of the 206, then up into Carmunnock, then up to Castlemilk, where it'll go through like that, then up this way, and then up the, up across this way to the 21, through Rutherglen, and then following the, yeah, then once it gets through Rutherglen like that, it'll rejoin the 2. Or will it? This is not going to be a very direct service. I think that goes without saying. So, I'm going to see if I can remember my hex code. I think I can. It would be very nice if I can. And this is going to be the 22 from Glasgow to Hairmyres Hospital. And there is perhaps the least direct route that we have into central Glasgow, in the form of the 22 from Glasgow to Hairmyres Hospital via Rutherglen, Carmunnock, Thorntonhall. So, yeah, this is a long route. This is probably going to run every 20 minutes, I would say. It's not going to be frequent, but it will use double-deckers. So that's something, at least. And the timetable for the 22 is now done, requiring supposedly 9 buses, but we're going to be getting 12 buses to run this route. And this will be run out of East Kilbride Shed 2. So let's find that. There it goes. Activate that bus route. Now, why not? We're activating that route now, because I'm going to be moving the allocation for the 180 to 184 to the Nitshill garage, because the Nitshill garage is just over there, and all of those routes happen to run over there. So it's like, you know, move those buses into the neighbourhood, why not? Always remember to stay refreshed. That water bottle is really loud. But anywho, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over to the bus routes panel and find the 180 to 184 and move these across to Nitshill garage, which is NL. So, EK Shed 2, NL. 181 Pollock to Priesthill to NL. 182 Priesthill to Levendale Hospital, NL. 183 Pollock to Darnley Mains, NL. And the 184 Pollock to Darnley, NL. So now let's head over to East Kilbride Shed 2. Indeed, we only have room for 4 buses at East Kilbride Shed 2. But that's fine, because I believe all of these are for the... wow, that's a lot of them. Wow, that's a lot. Am I really sure that all of these are for the... Wow. Okay. Yeah, these are all going to move to NL then. Depot. NL. Depot. NL. You go to NL. You go to NL. 213, you go to NL. 214, you go to NL. 215, you go to NL. 216, you go to NL. 217 to NL. 218 to NL. 219 to NL. 220 to NL. Number 30 to NL. Number 30? No. 221 to NL, 222 to NL, 223 to NL, 224 to NL, 225 to NL, 226 to NL. These are some B7Ls. You can tell they're B7Ls because they have that vent there that I put there in the thing. I think these are also for that, so you can come over, and so can you, and you. There we go. So that is, I think, 22 dentist darts. Moving to NL. Game is really not happy. OBS says I've only been recording for half an hour. That's fun. But you know, I did want to do another thing today, so I guess that means we do have time for it. But of course, more about that in a moment, when I have bought the buses that we'll be operating this route with. Solar buses? Not solar buses, double-deckers. We are going to be using a double-decker on this route. I want to see if I have a livery for the... When did I get an Optare Spectra? Yeah, I want to see if we have a livery for the B7TL ALX, because that is what we use out of East Kilbride. This is going to be the VA type, and I'm going to... Yeah, I want 12 of them. We don't want premium seats, we don't want a PIS. Do I have a new VA livery? If I do, we're getting these. If not, we're getting Geminis. This is Solent Blue. West Scotland, Glasgow, VA Type V2. Oh, it's not applied properly. Right, okay. We will deliver them like this, because this at least means I've done the heavy work. So just ignore. And finally, we have SGO4 VLN, better known as VA186. Again, by the time this is another off-camera project. I keep giving myself these because I'm incompetent. It will look like that. It will have windows and stuff. But as of now, it has nothing. Which, you know, yeah, why not? Are you not... There we go. Good. So, what's here? 22s and stuff. Very nice. This depot lets us sign it. Good. Then at NL. Let's assign, and we are short 1 DS. Odd. Odd. However, it is a 180, it's like the big one, so let's put a Gemini on it. There we go. We now have plenty of buses. How much space do we have at East Kilbride? 1 space free. So yes, that is that. Now, I'm going to head into the shift scheduler for tomorrow. 3,000 assignments. It's a lot. 3,000 assignments is a lot. So let's have a look and see. Oh, Clydebank doesn't have enough drivers, and oh dear, Polmady Shed 2, Clydebank Shed 2, Carmunnock and Nitshill don't have enough buses. Alright, let's change that to 8.5 hours, because I swear that's what I had it on before. All depots. Fiddling with shift length can sometimes make things work. Something you can do is put shift length up to the maximum so that buses will run a full service day and then give your drivers a full break, like a full day's break. Oh, nothing has enough room like that. Okay. I swear I had this at 1 hour. Sometimes it is just a case of making sure things go like that. But yeah, there we go. All depots, drivers, it should just be Clydebank that needs more drivers. I think we can sum up this episode as I messed up. Especially seeing as it's coming out 24 hours late. Which, to be fair, like Monday's episode, I'm really good at this being on time thing. Being on time thing, it's always been one of my strong suits. If you don't know how to tell sarcasm right now, you are stuffed. But yes, I'm going to sort out the shortfall in the fleet and be back with you. Right, so I have returned, and it is now time to have a look at one of our iconic windowless VAs on the 22. So this is going to leave basically now in game for a run up to Glasgow. So yeah, the 22, it comes out of Hairmyres Hospital like this, then briefly joins the orbital road for a stop or two before following the 206 up to Thorntonhall. I nearly said Thornton Heath. No, Thornton Heath is in South London. Thorntonhall is there. So, from Thorntonhall, we make a new connection up to Carmunnock. Like so. And then from Carmunnock, it's a not quite new, but certainly improved connection up to Castlemilk, before a also not new, but much more squiggly connection into Glasgow city centre via Rutherglen. So, this is not the end of the road for Castlemilk. There's certainly a lot more we need to do here, and I mean, how could I resist putting even more service into a place with such a wonderful name? It's literally called Castlemilk. Like, how does no one realise how funny that is? I'm sure a lot of people do. But it's hilarious as a name. I love it. And I want to go there. Purely because of the name. You know? I'm sure we all know at least one place we want to go because of the name. Whether it's Llanfair up in North Wales, whether it is Fuging in Austria, sadly renamed to Fuging. Ah well. You know, or Zizix in California. We all have those places. For me, it's Castlemilk. Because of course it is. But anywho, we've just done a squiggle through an estate. We now have 53 people on board. We're being overtaken by a Super Olympian. Imagine how awesome this scene would be in real life. B7TL brand new B7TL ALX400 being overtaken by a Super Olympian. I think you'd go deaf. I genuinely think that would make someone go deaf. But anywho, we're going over this bridge now because I don't think I send many buses across it. So, useful. Useful. So yeah, my off-camera project between this episode and next episode of National Busways West Scotland will be to finish the B7 repaint for the ALX, the new model of the ALX, and, you know, like, repaint the 12 VAs that we have for this route, and probably, if I have time, work out what on earth is going on with the thingy. That was very descriptive. You know, work out what's going on with the allocations, because they're suddenly not going a lot worse than they were not going before. So I'm going to have to work that out as well. But seeing as we've arrived at the Buchanan bus station, which we've not put a new route to in quite some time, I think that's a good place to leave it. From National Busways West Scotland. I've done my outro completely wrong. I'm going to do that again. I think that's a good place to leave it for this week. So, yes, I will see you next week from National Busways West Scotland. Bye bye.